I never should have watched I'm Sorry, Chef PeePee. September 27th, 2017. Chili released a new vlog titled Junior's Birthday Bash, our biggest production yet. A new SML video was in the works. She claimed it would be another Bowser Jr.'s birthday video. She leaked some early behind the scenes footage indicating the video would be more than the usual SML movies. September 29th. A notification for a new SML video popped up on my phone. I got excited, thinking this would be the big birthday video that Chili talked about. I was immediately caught off guard by the cryptic title, SML movie, I'm Sorry, Chef PeePee. My mind began racing with thoughts. Was this not the birthday video? Did they schedule the wrong video? Is this an early Halloween special? And then I noticed the thumbnail, which had high contrast, and I could see Junior's sad face in the preview. I noticed Chef PeePee in the corner, who blended into the background. I could barely view his facial features. Despite all the red flags, I still played the video and saw what happened. The video opened at night. Junior was playing football in the house with Jeffy, while Chef PeePee was cooking something disgusting, as always. When I cut back to Junior and Jeffy playing football, Junior went in for a tackle, and Jeffy hit the ball extremely hard. The kick was high enough and strong enough to break part of the ceiling. A chunk of the ceiling smashed Chef PeePee directly in the face and knocked him unconscious, and it destroyed his face. Pieces of his face splattered against the stovetop. There was a giant hole where Chef PeePee's face was. There was even a little skull surrounding what looked like to be ground beef inside the face hole. The scene was gruesome, but I could tell it was just some impressive special effects. It was an SML movie. After all, I'd gotten used to seeing plenty of fake blood in these videos. Anyway, Junior was terrified of the fact that he might have killed Chef PeePee, but he knew a trick. Junior tried to make Chef PeePee a new face by getting some Play-Doh and using glue and tape to fix his face. There's a lighthearted little montage of Junior fixing his face with cutesy music. When Junior finished the Play-Doh face, he went to present it to Jeffy to get his approval. They went to put the new face on Chef PeePee, whose flesh looked like it had slightly rotted. I thought it was crazy attention to detail having Chef PeePee's destroyed face actually age somehow. After the face was successfully in place, Junior was waiting for Chef PeePee to be alive. The shot was held on Chef PeePee's body for an eerily long time, around 13 seconds. I finally got the feeling that something was up. I know it sounds ridiculous when I say it this far into the video, but at this point, I'd gotten used to the gruesome nature of some of Logan's videos. I figured this video was just another one of those videos, like The Gun or Cody the Magician. However, some strange artistic liberties in the video didn't seem like Logan's style. I already mentioned Chef PeePee's slowly rotting flesh, and the weird 10-second pause seemed too much like an artsy move, if that makes sense. Regardless, the video played on. The scene cuts to the red couch with Junior and Jeffy sitting. Junior lamented about the fact that he killed Chef PeePee, to which Jeffy corrected him by saying that he was the one who killed him. I settled down after this joke, thinking the video was back to being good old SML. I was sorely mistaken. The scene went on with Junior and Jeffy discussing where to hide his body, but before Junior could finish a sentence, the video made a smash cut to Chef PeePee's still rotting body in the kitchen for about 3 to 4 seconds. After that, it continued like normal. And then, as Jeffy was discussing one of his ideas, there was another hard cut to the body. It was extremely unlike Logan's style of editing. His videos were usually much more fast-paced than this. Before I continued this thought, I noticed something. The scene was slightly different from the previous one. I saw an eyeball where none had been before. A new face was growing under his old one. Chef PeePee wasn't dead. He was reconstructing. Jeffy and Junior remained unaware of this, and the scene continued like this for a couple of minutes until Chef PeePee's face grew. Then he got up and went out of frame. Jeffy and Junior then settled on a plan, and they went to leave the room. They immediately stopped as the camera panned around to Chef PeePee with his grotesque new face in the light for both of them to see. It was horrifying. It almost looked like human skin, but it looked mixed with the same fabric used on the puppet. It was a deep brown color, almost red, and it was excreting a thick, dark red liquid. From Chef PeePee's mouth, and his eyes were bloodshot. His pupils almost filled with what was visible through his sockets. Something else of note here is there was no music to accompany the scene. which left only Junior's whimpering to be the only thing I could hear. The next scene was Chef PeePee's point of view, and it looked very distorted and warbly. He seemed to target Jeffy first. The scene cuts to Jeffy's POV, in which Chef PeePee opens his mouth wide enough to tear the skin around his mouth. The inside of his mouth was somewhat human, but there was no teeth or tongue. The blood seemed to cover every inch of his mouth. Chef PeePee suddenly lunged towards Jeffy, completely covering his head and eating it. The video cut back to Junior, who watched on in horror. The sound had completely cut out, so I didn't know if he was saying anything. Despite this, I still kept watching. Chef PeePee had eaten Jeffy's head and promptly took notice of Junior. Junior made a run for it, running down the stairs and hiding inside a cabinet in the kitchen. This scene was rather intense, as it made rapid cuts to a close-up of Chef PeePee's new face and Junior panicking inside the cabinet. At this point, the audio came back somewhat. It was Junior panting inside the cabinet as grotesque noises came from outside. There was another cut, now in Junior's point of view. The cabinet door in front of him had opened, slowly revealing Chef PeePee's new face in clear view of the camera. After this scene, it cut to a new angle in which Chef PeePee is in the foreground. Chef PeePee violently grabbed Junior and dug into his chest, pulling out several of his organs in the process. I was too in shock at this point to realize that Junior wasn't even supposed to have organs. The video continued as Junior screamed out in a gurgled voice, "I'm sorry, Chef PeePee. I'm sorry." Chef PeePee then left the scene, leaving Junior to slowly die as he continued to scream, with each attempt slowly getting quieter and more pitiable. The camera lingered on his body for about 3 minutes before it cut out to a black screen for a few more seconds. There was no SML question and no plea to subscribe. The video just ended. As expected, the video disappeared for violating YouTube's community guidelines. There was no thought to archive the video, likely because the contents were shocking. I talked with my friends about the video immediately after I finished it, and they were just as dumbfounded as I was. Minutes later, the video that Chili had teased, Bowser Jr.'s 9th birthday, was released instead. It was just an ordinary birthday video, nothing like what we saw in the vlog. I looked in the comments, and no one noticed the horrific events before it. When I went to view the vlog, which had mentioned more production for the video, it disappeared. Nobody seemed to remember the tease video either. I'm sure other people will tell a similar story. But I watched this video, and I still remember it. You will answer us, Logan. If you're still listening, this is obviously a fake story. This is just for fun. If you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to watch my other one about Jeffy's normal day, it's on screen now.